Teaching the history of the Ukrainian Insurgent Army's fight against the Nazis and Soviets is the main idea behind this board game. Players must correctly answer historical questions to win points which come in the form of buffoons or battle funds, the money of the Ukrainian Insurgent Army.
What is the smallest military unit of the Ukrainian Insurgent Army? Honeycomb, Hive or Bee Swarm?
I think it is Swarm.
The correct answer is Swarm. We will be able to attack the enemy. Our enemy here is the NKVD. We take a card. I'm taking it. It says the partisan. And here, a word victory is written.
The game consists of 120 questions about the Ukrainian Insurgent Army. To compile these tests, the researchers studied a number of archival cases.
The goal of the game is for children to draw their own conclusions. Everyone knows about the Vistula operation, the confrontation of the Poles and Ukrainians, where the Ukrainian Insurgent Army also took part. It is clear that it was impossible to avoid casualties when protecting people, but the Soviet propaganda depicted Ukrainian insurgent fighters as terrible executioners. It is the top award of our Lviv Council. I don't put on many such medals.
For Oles Humenyuk, the Ukrainian Insurgent Army was not a game, but part of his life. After the war, the Soviet authorities sentenced the then 20-year-old to 15 years in prison for being a part of the insurgent army. Oles, who will soon turn 94, kept his uniform and military awards.
We did not conquer foreign lands. We stood up against those who came to our land. Each person had a pseudo. It saved the lives of many people who did not get to Bolshevik prisons. There were even such cases, and I witnessed these, when they killed people right in front of the eyes of all the inhabitants of the village. Of course, mothers and wives were in grief, but they did not show it.
The topic of the Ukrainian Insurgent Army is becoming increasingly popular in Ukraine. In this Kyiv school, for instance, they opened the first museum dedicated to the nationalist resistance. The Soviet government tried to impose its own specific myths on people, and the Ukrainian Insurgent Army fought for the freedom of people, for the independence of Ukraine. While in Russia this board game is banned, in Ukraine it has become rather popular.
It doesn't look like Monopoly, which is for entertainment. This game can teach something interesting that you have not learned yet.
A similar history game app is planned to be developed in the near future. Reported by Yulia Boshko, Yulia Bil, UATV.